to you firstly in the blue corner, a winner in both the England versus Ireland and England versus Scotland duels. From KBW ABC, representing England, Subhaan Ahmed. And his opponent across the ring in the red corner, a winner in both the England versus Germany and England versus Scotland duels. He's a National Amateur Championship finalist from Darlington ABC, representing England, Tyers. Your referee will now give both boxers their final instructions. This is three-minute rounds in the lightweight division.
So we're underway then, the first men's contest of the British finals here at the English Institute of Sport in Sheffield. And it features boxers who are both representing England tonight. The boxer in the blue corner is the bearded figure, Subhaan Ahmed, man from KBW Dewsbury Boxing Club. Orthodox boxer who also can work as a switch hitter. The boxer wearing red is Tyers from Darlington Boxing Club. He was the runner-up in this year's National Championship finals, losing out to Islington's Masood Abdullah on a unanimous decision up in Manchester. It's his first season as a senior, and these two facing off for the third time. The two previous encounters have been hard-fought, keenly contested affairs, but it's the man in red who has prevailed in their two previous meetings. And given the rivalry that you had, for example, with Amanda Coulson, who's an England coach tonight, what's it like to be facing off at an elite level against the same boxer time after time after time, and you know there's not going to be much in it? What type of night does that prepare you for when you're going in there against them again and again and again?
Sometimes when you've been the person that won, it adds an extra pressure because you have won them 2 times before, and there's an extra pressure to keep performing and keep winning. He's been very accurate for me in this first round, Tyers.
So both boxers just exchanging misses. See them, Subhaan Ahmed holding his feet and trying to catch the boxer in red on the counter, but on that occasion he was beaten to the punch by the initial attack by Tyers, who was using his feet very well indeed to get in and out and score with pecking, poking singles.
Even though the scoring is the 10-9 system, it's still very much a point of who scores the most points. They stand out when someone like Tyers is doing now, just picking him off, hitting him. Exactly what I'm saying. Body shots, head shots, just little points, and for you're a judge sitting around the ring, it keeps you relevant.
Well, he's targeting that right hand very well indeed, and now he brings it up to the head because the whipping right hand to the body has been a long, straight shot landed by Tyers, and he's had repeated success with it in this opening round. Ahmed waiting, looking to counter, as he did there, but he's not so far from the range with any type of consistency in this opening round. Good work to the body once again from Tyers, and look at the way that left elbow was dropped to protect the ribcage on the left side from Ahmed.
Yeah, that last shot to the body hit him. You can see him wince a little bit, and he dipped straight in, and he's covering it now. And
Tyers continuing to target the torso with that right hand. Very good opening round for Tyers, who enjoyed more success as the round went on. Well, joining us in our co-commentator position now is the England the GB representative, excuse me, Mr. Clark, Siobhan Clark, the 91-kilogram heavyweight representative for GB. And these are guys that you will have seen in and around the program. What do you make of the opening round we've just witnessed?
The opening round has been very good, very explosive and exciting. I think Mr. Tyers is using his feet very well, and I think his youth amateur pedigree is doing him justice right now.
So they're no doubt very content over in that red corner. Remember, both of these young men representing England tonight. They're looking to get themselves in the reckoning for a place on the GB squad. So plenty riding on the outcome of this. Remember, we've got Birmingham 2022, the Commonwealth Games here in the UK in a couple of years' time, and following that, Tokyo 2024. Both of these men still teenagers and will be looking to get themselves in the reckoning for those grand tournaments on the distant horizon in Olympic style boxing. So the second round underway. Both men adopting wide-legged stances, looking to fire in rapid counters, but it's Tyers who is leading off. Ahmed looking to establish his own left jab.
Tyers' stance is very wide, but he's just doing little steps with his foot in and little steps out. So every time that he's stepping in, he's closing down the space, and the little step out just brings him out of reach for Ahmed. He's just seeing a great example of it there.
So good, nice left hand from Ahmed. Brought through a half hook, half uppercut, but you see him falling short with that attempted two-shot salvo, while Tyers appeared to have more success with that right hand to the body.
Yeah, I think
Tyers inching his way forward incrementally once again.
I think Tyers is doing all the simple stuff very well.
Tyers scoring with a right hand to the head just a few moments ago, and Ahmed again, he's looking to counter. You can see him looking to draw that lead and then fire in response. But when he does pull the trigger, Tyers is invariably gone, and in the meantime, Tyers is having success leading off. So approaching the midpoint of this second round, surely it's incumbent upon Ahmed to try and do something different here, because what he's trying to this point doesn't seem to be working for him consistently.
Yeah, definitely. I think he should try leading a bit more feint, you know, head, body, you know, with the jab. And I think he could go on from there with a bit more success.
More left-hand success from Tyers this time. And again, Ahmed trying to get himself into the contest, looking for that straight left jab to the body. But again, falling short because he's out of range.
Yeah, if I'm Tyers now, I'm looking at his body language, I'm looking at the way he's trying to counter, and he's missing. And there's nothing more frustrating than throwing and missing and keep on missing, and you're trying to hit and hope. And I'm looking at his body language now, and you can see the frustration in him.
Yeah, Tyers does look very confident. I mean, the whole evening will be a little bit nerve-wracking for Ahmed, you know.
Of course, the first time on telly, you're trying to impress all the GB coaches, and you've got your biggest England rival opposite you performing well.
With Tyers' amateur pedigree in the Europeans, he's obviously a little bit more confident, you know, around tonight.
So closing seconds of this second round. Ahmed getting through with a long left jab. Tyers looking for that same shot in response. Burst of punches to the body from Ahmed, who was bent over at the waist but still had some success. But when he straightened back up, he was picked off by a two-shot salvo to the head. So Ahmed getting into it in terms of landing some leather in the closing stages of that second round. But once again, overall, we're left with the impression that it's Joe Tyers who won that second round by his terrific punch picking, showing good variety and landing long straight shots.
Yeah, Tyers hasn't missed with the right hand to the body, and his jab has just been accurate as ever. He's doing a very good job for me.
Yeah, I think Ahmed got a little bit frustrated and started throwing shots that he probably wouldn't have thrown at the start of the round. And the more he was doing that, the more Tyers was reading off his body language and just popping shots off. And that's what the judges see and count, even though, like I said before, it's not the scoring anymore. Sorry, the point scoring anymore. It's still what you see as a judge.
So into the third and final round then. It's 60-kilogram lightweight action in the men's tournament here at the British Championships. And so far, the boxer in red, Joe Tyers.
Good right hand there.
Well, he's in the command so far, but Ahmed has got 3 minutes to try and do something about it. Their first encounter was in the semi-finals of the 2017 Youth National Championships. And then Joe prevailed once again on a club show, but they were both close, keenly contested affairs. And there's a trace of blood around the forehead of Ahmed. We'll have to see whether that becomes a significant problem. Good right hand landed And that is seen to bring about an aggressive response from Ahmed, because he's planting his feet now and letting his punches go with greater intensity and snap. And now referee Chris Roberts just calling time to get that injury to the left eye examined. You saw him bump his knuckles together, and that indicates that this cut has been caused by an accidental clash of heads. When the referee makes a gesture of a fist into an open palm, that indicates that the cut has been caused by a punch. So if this injury causes the bout to be stopped, we will go to the scorecard, because it's been brought about by a clash of heads. And at this juncture, just approaching a minute gone in the third round, going to the scorecards probably will not favor Ahmed. He comes out with urgency once again and lands with perhaps his best shot of the contest, a hard right hand to the body. Increased urgency about the work of the boxer in blue now. Joe Tyers will have to deal with that, maintain his composure and keep himself out of trouble. But he's remaining composed in the pocket and scoring well both upstairs and downstairs.
There's blood on the eye of Tyers now. Sometimes when you get cut, it's the fear factor of the fight about being stopped, and he knows he's behind, so he's putting everything into these last minute and a half that he's got left. Yeah,
Ahmed's definitely come out a lot more confident, and I thought, you know, he's been very successful so far.
So midpoint of the third and final round, a beautiful two-shot combination from Tyers, and then escaping before the retaliation could be landed. Ahmed working away to the body at close range, but Tyers commanding center ring. Ahmed short with his left hook to the body. He scores with the right hand to the body, does Tyers. Good arcing right hand on a downward trajectory from Ahmed at close range. And now this one becoming a bit of a phone booth war, because both boxers holding their feet and letting their hands go. Terrific two-way action just inside a minute to go in the third and final round.
They're in really close quarters, just trying to trade leather, and Tyers is coming off the best. At the minute, the shots seem like they've got a lot more power in them, and they're having more effect on Ahmed.
Ahmed's powering up with the right hand, and I think if he just does the little simple jabs before he does that, he'll be a lot more successful. Tyers is being really slick right now and just picking and popping his shots.
Good left hand to the body on the inside from Ahmed. Tyers scoring with right hands as the two men are at close range once again. Ahmed continuing to burrow away just above the belt line of the boxer in red. Oh, beautiful left uppercut, and then a right hand to the body from Tyers, and a right hook over the top. Terrific action, and it's Tyers who is getting the better of it as the 10-second clapper sounds, and that is why a standing count has been introduced by referee Chris Roberts. A terrific fusillade of punches landed by Joe Tyers as the two boxers were at close range, trading back and forth. Another terrific installment of what is now a three-fight rivalry. And given the action that we witnessed and the accuracy from the boxer in red, Joe Tyers, one suspects that he continues to have Subhaan Ahmed's number, and will go ahead 3-0 now after the third installment of this series between these two familiar adversaries.
Yeah, I think, you know, going into the fight, I think the nerves got the better of Ahmed, and Joe was slick from the start, you know. But as it went on, especially the third round, I felt Ahmed came out and he was really strong, and he wanted to leave a mark here.
Yeah, it was clear for me that Tyers won the first two, so Ahmed had nothing else to do but to go for it in the last round, which is exactly what he did, and we've seen a good fight and a good last round from him.
It was a terrific effort from Subhaan Ahmed. Perhaps, well, boxers perhaps know more than anybody when a round hasn't gone their way, and he probably was in the knowledge that the first two rounds had gone to Joe Tyers. We don't know that, but he came out with a terrific response in the third and final round, really went for it. It resulted in pulsating exchanges, and in that final round, well, it was Ahmed who took a standing 8 count. Phil Seymour is up in the neutral corner with the verdict. Let's hear from him now.
Before we announce the result, would you please show your appreciation for both boxers? After 3 rounds of action, we go to our judges and scorecards who have a unanimous decision, all judges scoring the bout in favour of your winner. In the red corner, representing England, Joe Tyers.
So Joe Tyers of Darlington Boxing Club takes a unanimous point decision victory over Subhaan Ahmed to be crowned as the British champion in 2019 here at the English Institute of Sport. The two men combining to produce an absolutely fantastic spectacle, and it is Tyers, the landscape gardener from Darlington, who is the British champion in the 60-kilogram lightweight division.
Yeah, Tyers was excellent, you know, from start to finish. As I said, Ahmed came back in the third round and gave credibility for himself, but for me, Tyers had that.
I think we all agreed in the commentary that he won that unanimous, and the judges did too. I think the problem with Ahmed is that when you go that far behind and you're trying to win.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we come to a lightweight contest scheduled for three 3-minute rounds. Would you welcome to the ring firstly, representing England, Kirsty Hill!
So here is Kirsty Hill, the 28-year-old who fights out of Cleethorpes Trinity Boxing Academy. She's representing England here tonight. Hannah Robinson will be her opponent. Kirsty Hill, a National Amateur Championships finalist, runner-up in that tournament early this year, and en route to that final, she prevailed over Hannah Robinson.